In the heart of a bustling city, a single decision by Marcus Aurelius over 2,000 years ago still echoes the profound impact of Stoic philosophy on our lives today. This ancient wisdom teaches us not just to endure life's storms, but to welcome them, knowing they refine us like wind sculpting stone. Stoicism isn't just about bearing hardships, it's about transforming them into strength. Today we dive deep into how embracing Stoic principles can revolutionize your daily routine, turning what we often dismiss as mundane struggles into powerful lessons in resilience and focus. Join me as we explore how these timeless strategies can help you lead a more purposeful and impactful life. If you find this exploration of Stoicism compelling, make sure to subscribe and watch the entire video as someone who stands out from the crowd. Consider yourself an exception. This video was crafted with your unique perspective in mind. Often, we tag ourselves as lazy almost instinctively. This label, believe it or not, isn't just harmless self-talk, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Stoicism, a philosophy deeply rooted in self-mastery through logic and reason, teaches us a different path. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius believed that we are not bound by our initial impressions or emotional reactions. Instead, they championed the idea of pausing and challenging our immediate perceptions. He encourages us to focus on our capacity for logical and moral behavior. Here's the twist. When you call yourself lazy, you're essentially stepping into a narrative that you've crafted based on past experiences and societal labels. But what Stoicism suggests is quite revolutionary. Our true nature isn't inherently flawed by laziness. Rather, laziness is often a mistaken interpretation of our unexamined life habits or unchecked emotions. For instance, if you find it hard to get up and run every morning, is it really laziness? Or is it perhaps a lack of motivation fueled by deeper, unaddressed fears or a misalignment of your goals with your true interests? By embracing a Stoic approach, you start to see these labels as external, not internal to your character. This shift is crucial because it moves you from a place of self-judgment to one of self-awareness. It encourages you to ask, why do I feel this way, rather than resign yourself to, this is just how I am. This inquiry is not about finding excuses, but about uncovering real obstacles that you can then approach logically and systematically. So the next time you find yourself slipping into the "I'm just lazy" narrative, take a moment to channel your inner Stoic. Reflect on what Marcus Aurelius would do. He would likely suggest that you examine the assumption critically, explore its origins, and assess its validity. He would remind you that your actions define you, not your fleeting thoughts or feelings. And as you practice this, you'll find that what you once labeled as laziness might actually be a complex web of challenges that are not only understandable, but also addressable. Addressing them doesn't just dispel the myth of your laziness. It transforms your understanding of yourself and your capabilities, setting you on a path to genuine self-improvement and rational action. Unpacking why we fall into patterns of laziness can be enlightening, and Stoicism gives us a powerful lens to explore these underlying issues. The Stoic philosophers, such as Seneca and Epictetus, taught that our external behaviors stem from internal beliefs and judgments. So, when we exhibit laziness, it's crucial to peel back the layers and examine the mental and emotional underpinnings that drive this behavior. Laziness isn't just about a lack of movement. It's often a symptom of deeper issues such as fear, insecurity, or even a misalignment between our goals and our true selves. For instance, consider someone who procrastinates on starting a new project. On the surface, it might seem like laziness, but diving deeper, it could be fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even a lack of passion for the task at hand. The Stoics would argue that each of these stems from erroneous beliefs that can be examined and corrected through reason and reflection. In Stoic thought, understanding the root causes of our actions involves the discipline of assent, recognizing and assenting only to judgments that are true and dismissing those that are false. This practice is vital because it helps us to stop reacting to life on autopilot and start responding with intention and wisdom. By questioning our immediate reactions and the beliefs that underlie them, we can start to see which of our motivations are driven by unfounded fears or misplaced desires. Moreover, the Stoics emphasize the importance of aligning our actions with our values, a concept known as living in accordance with nature. In this context, nature refers not only to the natural world, but also to our true nature as rational and social beings. When we understand the root causes of our laziness, we can better align our actions with our true nature. For example, if a disconnect between our profession and our passion makes us lethargic, recognizing this can spur us to seek work that is more fulfilling or to find meaning in our current role. By applying Stoic principles, we transform our understanding of laziness from a personal flaw to a navigable challenge. This approach not only provides clarity, but also empowers us to make concrete changes. It encourages us not to feel ashamed of our laziness, but to dissect it, understand it, and ultimately overcome it through thoughtful action and self-reflection. This is not about punishing ourselves, but about freeing ourselves to live more fully engaged with the world in a way that reflects our deepest values and aspirations. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, believed that understanding our role in the universe and aligning our actions with this understanding was crucial for living a fulfilling life. This principle is not just about finding what we love, but also about recognizing our responsibilities and duties to ourselves and others. In the context of combating laziness, rediscovering direction means asking ourselves some tough questions. What are we meant to do? Are our current paths truly reflective of our deepest values and skills? Laziness often creeps in when there's a misalignment between our daily activities and our larger life goals. If we're not engaged or if our work feels meaningless, inertia takes over. The Stoic remedy would involve a thoughtful examination of our life's purpose. This isn't about grandiose revelations overnight. It's about small, consistent reflections on what makes us feel most alive and most in tune with our inner daemon, a concept from Stoicism that refers to one's true spirit or divine character. It's about evaluating our lives in a way that goes beyond superficial desires or societal expectations, digging deep into what genuinely contributes to our personal and communal well-being. Imagine the power of waking up each day with a clear sense of purpose, how it would dissolve the so-called laziness by aligning your actions with your true nature. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's in our control, and while we can't always control the outcomes, we can control our intentions and efforts. Redirecting our life's direction might mean changing careers, starting a new hobby, or simply shifting our attitude towards the tasks we already have. Moreover, rediscovering our direction involves embracing the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This entails thinking ahead and mentally preparing for potential obstacles. By doing this, we're less likely to be thrown off course by unexpected challenges. We're more likely to stay engaged and motivated even when the road gets tough. What direction do you want your life to take? How can aligning your daily actions with this direction change your perception of laziness? These are not just philosophical musings, but practical questions that, when answered, can propel you from passivity to passion, from idle to inspired. By redefining our goals and aligning them with our true nature, we harness the Stoic power to not just dream about a better life, but to actively create it. According to Stoicism, the true value of our work isn't determined by external rewards or recognition, but by how well it aligns with our virtues and principles. Marcus Aurelius often spoke about doing work that is good and just, emphasizing the importance of seeing value in actions that contribute to the common good and uphold one's personal integrity. In practical terms, valuing your work means looking beyond the surface tasks and finding the deeper significance in what you do every day. For example, if you're a teacher, the value of your work isn't just in delivering lessons, but in shaping young minds and inspiring the next generation. If you work in a corporate setting, it's not just about hitting targets, but also about fostering teamwork, contributing positively to the workplace culture, and developing your professional skills. The Stoic practice of reflecting on one's work is also crucial. This can be done through journaling, a method embraced by many Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, whose writings in Meditations serve as a profound example of personal reflection. Through journaling, you can explore the reasons behind your tasks, the impact of your work, and how it contributes to your personal and professional growth. Writing down the why behind your actions reinforces your work's value and embeds it more deeply into your sense of purpose. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us about the concept of duty and doing our work with diligence and care, regardless of how mundane or repetitive it might seem. This is because every piece of work has the potential to be a form of self-expression and a testament to our character. When we start to see our daily tasks in this light, laziness becomes less about not wanting to do the work and more about not wanting to compromise on expressing our virtues through our actions. Lastly, valuing your work involves recognizing and confronting the impediments that make us view our tasks as unworthy or tiresome. Stoicism equips us with the mindset to question these impediments. Are they truly barriers, or are they challenges that we are called to overcome? By re-evaluating the obstacles in our path, we can turn our work into opportunities for demonstrating resilience, adaptability, and virtue. To truly value your work, you must understand its role not just in the context of your daily life, but in the broader tapestry of your moral and ethical framework. It's about seeing every task as an opportunity to practice Stoicism, to act with purpose, to live according to your principles, and to find meaning in the mundane. This shift in perspective can powerfully counteract feelings of laziness as it connects every action to a deeper personal cause worth pursuing. This idea revolves around a practical exchange, balancing periods of rest with productivity, not to indulge in laziness, but to use it strategically as a motivator for accomplishing tasks. Stoicism, with its focus on discipline and self-control, offers a robust framework for understanding and implementing this exchange in a way that enhances both our productivity and our well-being. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius often discuss the importance of structure and routine in one's daily life, suggesting that a disciplined approach to tasks can lead to greater mental clarity and personal satisfaction. They advocated for a life that balances action with reflection, which aligns well with the lazy work exchange. In this model, downtime is not merely about rest, but about reflecting on our actions, learning from them, and preparing ourselves mentally for the next challenges. By integrating periods of laziness or relaxation with work, we adhere to the Stoic ideal of temperance and moderation in all things. The key is not to swing too far towards incessant labor or complete idleness, but to find a harmonious balance that keeps us engaged and at peace. This approach does not merely make us more productive, it also aligns with the Stoic practice of mindfulness, where every action is performed with full awareness and consideration of its purpose. Moreover, the lazy work exchange encourages us to view relaxation as a deserved reward, not as wasted time. This change in perspective can significantly alter our emotional and psychological responses to work. When relaxation is earned, it becomes a part of the cycle of productivity rather than an interruption. This method mirrors the Stoic principle of cause and effect, where every action, work, leads to a logical outcome, rest, and each rest period serves as a catalyst for future productivity. It's essential to set clear, achievable goals for each work period when implementing the lazy work exchange, another Stoic practice. By doing so, you create a series of small victories, each contributing to a sense of accomplishment and motivation. For example, after completing a 2-hour focused work session, a half-hour break to enjoy a leisure activity not only refreshes the mind, but also reinforces the value of the work completed. This strategy is particularly effective in combating procrastination, a form of laziness often driven by fear or overwhelm. By breaking down work into manageable segments paired with rewarding breaks, the tasks seem less daunting, and the mind is conditioned to engage rather than retreat. The lazy work exchange, when viewed through a Stoic framework, is about cultivating a lifestyle that honors both our need for productivity and our need for rest. It's about recognizing that our energy and attention are finite resources that need to be managed wisely. With Stoicism anchoring this approach, we can transform what might initially seem like laziness into a deliberate, thoughtful strategy that enhances our effectiveness and enriches our lives. In the journey to overcome laziness, measuring transformation is not just about noting changes, but also about understanding and appreciating the progress made. Stoicism provides a valuable perspective on this process, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness and objective self-assessment. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Epictetus, stress the significance of tracking our internal growth and the improvements in our character as much as, if not more than, our external achievements. For Stoics, the real transformation occurs within. It's about how effectively we can align our actions with our values and virtues. This internal alignment is what leads to true changes in behavior, such as overcoming laziness. Thus, when we measure our transformation, we are not merely looking at how many tasks we've completed or how many goals we've achieved. Instead, we focus on how these achievements reflect our growth in virtues like discipline, persistence, and resilience. Implementing this Stoic approach involves regular self-reflection, which can be done through techniques like journaling or meditation. Reflective practices help us see not just what we've done, but how we've changed in the process. For example, maybe you've managed to wake up earlier for a week. Not only does this show a change in habit, but it also indicates greater self-control and commitment to personal goals, reflecting the Stoic virtues of discipline and temperance. Furthermore, this reflection should include acknowledging and understanding the setbacks. Stoicism teaches us that setbacks are not just obstacles, but opportunities for learning and further growth. When we encounter a day where laziness overcomes our intent to act, rather than viewing it as a failure, we can analyze what led to this lapse and how we might better handle similar situations in the future. This Stoic mindset turns every instance of laziness into a lesson on how to improve our self-discipline and mental fortitude. Additionally, Stoics advocate for celebrating small victories along the way. These celebrations are not extravagant, but are acknowledgements that reinforce positive behaviors and mindset changes. For instance, recognizing a week of completed to-do lists can reinforce the value of organization and time management. Practical applications of Stoic principles in practice. Measuring transformation in the Stoic sense could involve setting specific criteria for what constitutes success in overcoming laziness. These criteria should be tied not only to quantitative measures, such as the number of tasks completed, but also to qualitative measures, such as increased feelings of satisfaction or reduced stress levels. Keeping track of these changes helps to solidify the Stoic practice of consistent self-improvement and maintains a clear, unbiased view of one's progress. Stoicism, often misconstrued as a philosophy of emotional suppression, actually offers a rich tradition of encouraging self-compassion and understanding. The Stoics, including leaders like Marcus Aurelius, believe that being harsh on oneself does not necessarily lead to better results, but that understanding and kindness could foster a more sustainable path to personal improvement. This Stoic approach to self-kindness is not about indulging in every whim or excusing laziness, but about recognizing our human nature and limitations. When we falter in our efforts to be less lazy, perhaps succumbing to procrastination or distraction, it's easy to fall into a cycle of self-criticism that can be demotivating. Instead, the Stoics teach us to observe ourselves without harsh judgment and gently steer ourselves back on track. For example, if you find that you didn't meet your productivity goals for the day, rather than berating yourself, take a moment to reflect stoically on what happened. What were the circumstances that led to this outcome? Was it a lack of planning, external distractions, or perhaps you were simply not allowing enough time for rest? By addressing these questions with kindness and clarity, you can make adjustments that are not only practical but also encouraging. Furthermore, practicing kindness to oneself entails acknowledging the effort one puts in, not just the results. According to Stoicism, virtue lies in the effort and intent, not necessarily in the success or failure of the endeavor. This perspective helps to build resilience as it shifts the focus from what we fail to achieve to the value of our striving. Recognizing and celebrating your efforts to combat laziness reinforces positive behaviors and mental states, making them more likely to become a natural part of your life. Furthermore, in Stoicism, self-kindness also extends to how we prepare for future challenges. It's about equipping ourselves with the right tools and mindset to face whatever comes our way. This could mean setting more realistic goals, breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces, or simply scheduling time for adequate rest and recovery. Each of these actions is a form of kindness that respects our capacities and our needs. In practice, incorporating Stoic self-kindness might look like creating a nightly routine where you review the day's achievements and challenges, not to critique, but to understand and plan. It might involve starting each morning with a reminder of your worth and potential, not based on your productivity, but on your inherent value as a rational and capable human being. By cultivating a kinder, more understanding relationship with ourselves, we enhance our ability to confront and overcome laziness. This Stoic kindness is not a soft option, but a strategic tool that builds inner strength and flexibility, qualities essential for anyone looking to lead a more active, purposeful life. As we close today's journey through Stoicism and the art of conquering laziness, remember that every step you take is a stone laid on the path to a more mindful and intentional life. Thank you for joining us here at Stoicism Insights, and if you're looking to delve deeper into the wisdom of ancient philosophy, don't forget to check out one of the suggested videos on your screen. Together, let's continue to transform not just our actions, but our very outlook on life.